Injustice Boycott starting December 5th, 2016. Sean King has written, we've talked about this, Sean King has written this series of pieces about, what to do, how to engage around this issue. Police violence has been gripping the nation. And so he put forth a piece on the 30th about basically laying out his plan about the need for long-term, basically looking at the Montgomery bus boycott as a model, as an example for boycotting, an issue of a successful example. And this is what the outcomes be. You can go to the website, you can sign up to join the boycott and find out more information. But the idea is that sustained protests can lead to meaningful action and change. And my thought always is that, as with voting, as with petition drives and actual outrage and outcries and protests, like this type of stuff is a tool to be used in conjunction with other stuff. So I definitely encourage people to check out the article. I'll get ready to tweet that out as well. But go check out the website and just read more and see what the plan is overall. And then it's a tool. It's a tool to be used, to be leveraged. So on your local level with organizing and engaging in activism, see who's already doing some of the work and this issue particularly about police violence. See who's already working in your community. Do you have a local ACLU chapter working on something? Do you have a Black Lives Matter chapter working on something? Do you have a Surge chapter, SURJ? Look it up. Do you have showing up for racial justice? I think that's right. Look and see who's already starting to work, and can you lend and add value? You don't necessarily have to always recreate the wheel, right? There might be something else already going. So definitely check out this website and see what's going on. And then if you like it, if you think that it fits with your personal philosophy on what needs to happen, share it. Get other people in your community involved and engaged. Maybe start an Injustice Together team, right? Your block or your neighborhood. And I really do think that the idea of having sustained boycotts, having very specific targeted boycotts, along with outreach to your city council, to those decision makers and policy makers in your community who would be directly responsible for making these decisions, for changing, the rules of engagement, use of force. If this is a great segue into, if you didn't get a chance to see it Friday and you haven't seen it yet, check out our panel that we had last Friday, police violence and systemic racism. We had Michael J. Wood Jr. and we also were joined by Dr. Karen Johnson. And this is some of the stuff that we talked about in terms of use of force and how do we address these issues. And what Sean has laid out is I think, a good piece of the overall strategy. I think our overall strategy has many different pieces, and I think this is where he felt that he could add value. I don't mean to speak for him. I know he's a very busy dude, but maybe one day we can grab him and bring him back on. I mean, he's been on with Ben. We have a caller going to come through, so I'll wait for that caller to connect. But last Friday, we had we had that piece. It was great. Definitely check it out and see. It's about a little over 90 minutes. Well, just about 90 minutes, but it's a really good, robust conversation, and you'll be very impressed with our guests from Friday, and then we'll have the next one on next Friday, the 14th. We're doing these on Friday evenings, spacing them out about 2 weeks. But I definitely think that Injustice Together, it's another initiative. It's definitely something to check out. I will tweet out the link to Sean's article that actually explains it in more detail. So that's my little bit of an activism roundup, just shining a light on some things that I thought that were going on, that I saw that was really great. Because again, no matter what happens in November, no matter who you're supporting and voting for, we have to do what needs to be done in our local communities. I mean, on a state level, and I think it's great that we have these national voices, we have these national partnerships and coalitions, but at the same time, what might get whittled down in a national agreement, a cookie cutter, one size fits all approach is not going to work. What is working, or what would work in Atlanta, it might work in Birmingham because they're right next door. It might not, but it's not necessarily going to be what works in Milwaukee. What works in Milwaukee is not necessarily going to work, in Phoenix. I mean, and vice versa.